Hello and welcome to Clearly Ambiguous, the only podcast where we look at the impending collapse of the global order and wonder if the fire is getting a little too cozy. Today we are going to be talking about projecting power. Usually, when we talk about projecting, we talk about our therapist and blame our problems on the moon. In geopolitical terms, it is a little bit more interesting. Let's begin with the India model. India believes in doing the boring stuff, such as development, building things, infrastructure, so on and so forth. They recently achieved 242 gigawatts of peak power delivery, with keeping the shortages to a zero. It is difficult to bully someone such as India right now, who has that entire gold star kid vibe and is busy building 800,000 kilometers of transmission lines and got their rating upgraded to a triple B. I wonder what that means, but yes, they upgraded their rating to BBB, and basically they're saying to the world that we are too busy building stuff and progressing and would not like to fight. Then comes United States. United States does not want to stay the best, they also want to make sure that you remain your worst. United States national security policy is basically that of an unfettered coercion. If US finds out that you're probably trying to catch up or getting too close, they would not only work harder, they would activate your neighbors. It's essentially like being in a race with somebody who's coming first, who would actually give a baseball bat to the person running behind you. United States has been trying to consolidate power in South China Sea and now the Persian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz, because they have to show to the world that they are the best and the biggest and the most beautiful military out there. Essentially, they're saying to the world that if they look at you and they see, wow, you've got a wonderful economy there, it would be a shame if freedom of navigation operation happened in your backyard. Well, while United States is doing that, let's talk about China. China is looking at United States getting bogged down in conflicts and wars everywhere, same way like people get caught up in a sale in a department store, and is dialing up the diplomatic aggression dial. Nothing new, basically the same old salami slicing tactics and renaming villages in Arunachal Pradesh. They have recently built 20 model villages inside the territory of Bhutan, and if you ask them, they would basically say, what do you mean it's not my house? I essentially hung up the curtains there and built a military helipad. So essentially, if Chinese can land a helicopter somewhere, it's basically China to them. But let's talk about the MVP of the hustle. Pakistan has figured out a side hustle wherein they've been able to convince United States, which was busy putting tariffs of 50% on Indian goods because they were unhappy why India was importing their oil from Russia. The Pakistanis were enjoying a comfortable tariff rate of 19%. But at the same point of time, everybody should ask, what exactly were the Pakistanis exporting to United States at 19% tariff? Then again, Pakistanis are saying to the Americans that we can provide you strategic maneuvering space the same way we provided you when you were going bonkers against the Soviets back in the 80s and 90s. Now you could use our territory the same way against India, China, and Russia. All that you probably have to do is do us few favors, provide us with few more jets, and we'll stand in your driveway and look menacing. Essentially, Pakistan is being that neighbor which says that, I could be your best friend and your worst pain at the same point of time. They're also telling United States that there are trillions of dollars of minerals in Balochistan and a front row seat of Afghanistan. President Trump has been interested in Afghanistan again because he's interested in that lovely air base which he thinks Americans should have never returned, called Bagram. Probably Pakistanis are even promising that they'll probably retrieve Bagram from the hands of the Afghan Taliban and hand it over to the Americans. All the Americans have to do is strengthen them militarily against you-know-who. Well, whether you want to follow the policy of development and disengaging with conflict, or whether you want to activate neighbors, or you basically want to sell your territory as a subscription earlier to probably United States, then back to China and back to United States again. It actually does not make a difference to the common man because, well, it's clearly ambiguous. I would suggest you should probably stay ambiguous or not. It doesn't matter because are we actually watching the maps anyways? Thank you for watching.